Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Marketing Coffee House. This is just going to be our second live broadcast. Going to be doing this every Friday at noon. Could be a few exceptions throughout the year if I wind up going on vacation or something. So, Daniel J., wow. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. So, what our format's going to be is I just am going to talk for a brief period of time about some thoughts and ideas that I have. And then if you have questions, you can put those into the chat underneath the video as we go. So the idea would be that we get some interaction would be the best way to do this and not have to listen to me just talking the whole time. So with that being said, today's live is about marketing on Facebook, or not Facebook, I'm sorry, marketing on Twitter for maximum results. So, here we are on Facebook. So obviously I know that a lot of you probably also market on Facebook. Marketing on Twitter is a bit of a different animal. So I just want to go over a few things. My take on Twitter is I look at it as somewhat of an online billboard. So if you have a billboard that is out on the highway somewhere and, thousands of cars pass by, you just never know who's going to be passing by at the same time that they're going to be able to see your billboard, or in this case, your tweet, right? So hi, Vicki. Thanks for joining us. Twitter is a little bit more about volume than Facebook is. And even though you need to increase your numbers on Twitter, there's only going to be a small portion of people that are going to see your tweets at any given time because everything just kind of goes by so fast. So with that being said, I've developed, not necessarily all on my own, but from different research and different things that I've seen over the last several years, I've developed what I call my simple 3-step Twitter formula. And so anyone that's attending today or anybody that watches this video later, I'm going to put the link for that guide that I wrote into the chat so that you can take a look at that for yourself whenever you have a chance. So, and not that anybody couldn't get that guide, but I'll just give you the direct link so you don't have to worry about opting into my mailing list or anything like that. So. All right, so step number 1, so 3 steps. Step number 1 is to tweet 18 to 24 times a day. That is a lot of tweets. And as compared to what you're used to doing on Facebook, that's just probably outrageous, to anybody that's on Facebook. But you cannot have any type of success on Twitter if you're going to just put a couple of random posts on each day or every so often. It's not going to do anything for you and you're just wasting your time. So that's the first step, to tweet 18 to 24 times a day. I definitely recommend a good mix of tweets. You have videos that you can do. You can do just quotes or text. You can do image posts. You can do posts with links, without links. So I definitely recommend that you mix that up. And then something else that I believe I talk about in my guide, I don't know, let me take a quick look. So yeah, so on your posting, it's definitely recommended that you use an auto poster. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's the technical term, but you've heard of things like Buffer, Hootsuite. The one that I use is called Post Planner. The reason I use that is because you can recycle your tweets. So what I do is, I've got several hundred tweets that I've, made over a period of whatever period of time. And with Post Planner, I recycle those so that they just keep coming back up to be posted again. And then each day I'll insert new posts. So I keep building that base. And so realistically, even though I am going to be posting some of the same things, they're going to be, like a month apart. And, in the Twitter world, anybody that saw that a month ago, probably is going to be somebody different that's going to see it this month. So that's your tweeting. Let me go back up here. So the next is to follow 100 plus people a day. And there again, so Twitter is big on reciprocation. So if I follow you, most of the time you're going to follow me back. If I like your tweet, you're probably going to like one of my tweets, and so on and so forth. But anybody that you come across on Twitter isn't necessarily active all the time either. So if you follow 100 people a day, then you're going to build your following, because a percentage of those people are going to follow you back. And I'm sorry, I don't know what that percentage is, but so you're going to have a percentage of those people following you back, and that's going to increase your following. That's going to increase your authority, because the more followers you have, the more people tend to think that you know what you're talking about, which may or may not be true. It's going to increase your engagement because you now have more followers. So that flashing by billboard, you have more chance of somebody seeing it if you have more followers in the first place that are going to actually be seeing your feed. So, and you have to increase your numbers on Twitter. So I recommend following 100 people a day. And there's other rules that revolve around that. So you're going to want to take a look in the guide, and I think I might have a reference to some of the Twitter rules related to following. And then the last step is to interact 10 or more times a day. Hi, Martha. Welcome. So we're just talking about a simple 3-step Twitter strategy. Step 1 was to tweet 18 to 24 times a day. Step 2 was to follow 100 people or more a day. And step 3 is to interact 10 or more times a day. So what I mean by interacting is there's pretty much 3 different ways that you can interact with somebody on Twitter. Well, 4, I guess. So the first would be to like one of their tweets. Unlike Facebook, you can either like it or leave it. There's no I love this or whatever. It's a heart, so that's what you get. So you can like it. You can add a mention or a comment. So that would be the similar as to adding comments to a post on Facebook. Or you can retweet it. And those are the 3 main things. And the 4th would be a direct message, which I don't know. I never really have much luck with direct messages in Twitter. So like, mention, retweet. So between those 3 things, we want to interact at least 10 or more times a day, preferably with 10 or more different people. So, and again, as I mentioned earlier, because Twitter is somewhat about reciprocation, if you like, mention, or tweet, there's a chance that someone else is going to like, mention, or retweet yours as well. So retweeting is great because now not only do your list of followers get to see it, but now this other person's list of followers are going to see it too. So probably goes without saying that it's not a bad idea to do some interaction with what they call on Twitter influencers, people that have a lot of followers and people that do a lot of retweeting, because I would rather have somebody retweet my post that has 100,000 followers versus someone that has 100 followers. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. So, interact. And, it is social media just like Facebook. And I have gotten into some good conversations with people on Twitter. And you don't just want to, do random interactions that don't make any sense, but put a thoughtful comment on somebody's thing, or when you retweet, maybe make a comment. And also the more you retweet, you'll be seen as an influencer as well. But my personal feeling is, I want to have my retweets, like I'm putting those on my Twitter feed, remember, so people are going to see them on my feed. So if I'm selling widgets, I don't want to retweet somebody who's also selling widgets, because now I'm going to put a competition right on my own feed. So you want to be careful. Should be stuff that's related to your interests and related to what you're doing, but just be a little bit careful with retweets. I like to use more informational type things when I retweet, educational things like that. So so that's really all that I have. Before I recap, if anybody has any questions or comments, go ahead and put those in now. And then I'm just going to go over a recap. So we're talking about building your Twitter following, your engagement, your authority to maximize your results and to maximize your time. So we talked about tweeting 18 to 24 times a day, following 100 plus people a day, and interacting 10 or more times a day. Those are the 3 steps. You can do those in about a half an hour a day if you have the right tools. So I'm going to put the link to my guide in this chat for anybody that's watching right now, or perhaps watching later. And I list out the tools that I use. I like them. And believe me when I say I'm one of those people that tries like 1,000 different things before I come across something I like. So, I like them. I think that they're efficient, and I think that they're very cost effective. And you're not going to be able to do this in 30 minutes a day without spending some money on some tools. If you have the time and you don't want to spend the money, that's fine. You can do it. But you're not going to do it in 30 minutes. So anyway, so that's all I have for today. Thank you guys all who attended live. I really appreciate it. Anybody that's watching after the fact, feel free to add some comments, throw your 2 cents in. I'm going to be back next week right here at noon, and I will be announcing next week's topic in the morning on Friday next week. So, all right, everybody, great. Have a good day.